Welcome to day 96 of trying to become a SOC analyst. We're on LetsDefend. Another day, another alert. We've got a phishing alert, SOC101. I have about 6 phishing alerts to work my way through, so it's going to be a few phishing alerts coming through in the next couple of days, unfortunately. But we have to cover them all. So let's jump into this alert and see what we can figure out. Okay, so looking at the alert, we have email from a .ca address, Aaron Liu, to Mark at LetsDefend, and we've got email subject UPS, your package status has changed, and device action blocked. So it looks like it's another phishing email that has been detected and blocked, but we need to investigate and confirm that it was the correct blocking. So, okay. We can start by looking in Mark's mailbox. So I think we investigated Mark yesterday for phishing as well. So if we look up email security, it was UPS has changed. This is the email. So we've got the status of your package has changed. Exception, transportation, accident has delayed delivery. And actually here it does say action allowed compared to our alert. We're saying action blocked on 29th of October. We've actually got device action allowed, so that's interesting. And there's a attachment. So we'll download their attachment. Infected. Okay, it's 5A3. 5AE, wasn't it? 5A3, sorry. 5A3. Oh, same thing happened yesterday. I need to extract it. 5A3 here. For some reason, the terminal unzip is not been working for me lately. Infected. Okay. So we've extracted that. And okay, it's going to be a Microsoft document. So let's go full screen for a second. I'll just remove that one from yesterday so it doesn't get in the way. Okay. Let's run it through OLE tools. Okay, runs when runs when the Word or Publisher document is opened. So it's got an auto exec in there. Suspicious, it's got create may execute file or system command through WMI process. We've got hide window, create object, and we've got a base 64 blob in there. So it's trying to be obfuscated. So a lot of warning signs on that one. If we, yeah, here's a lot of obfuscation. Just having a quick scan to see if there's any C2 addresses that are obviously in there. I'm sorry, excuse me, had to sneeze. Okay, so that's the top. So anything that's in there looks like it's obfuscated, but we at least definitely know it's malicious. And what we wanted to do was grab the MD5 hash so we can investigate it further. So grab that. And oops, where's virus title? I should have a window around here somewhere. There we go, here's one. Okay, so 46 vendors have classed it as malicious. And does it have family tag? Emotet, a well-known malware family. So we have code insights as well, which sometimes give us a C2 address. At the moment, it's more talking about the VBA. So we already investigated the VBA code in, and we did find that it was malicious, but this might tell us a little bit more. So it's the same thing that we found out from the OLE tools, that it runs automatically when the documents open. So okay, we probably won't find much there. We can go to relations. So there's only 18 domains that it reaches out to. So let's actually look at the logs. Now that we've, is this our one? David, no, that was yesterday's alert. This is our guy here. So we don't have an endpoint for Mark. So we could go to the endpoint security and just see if there's any endpoints tagged for Mark. And I think from memory there's two. A phone and a, yeah, so there's phone and prod. So October is what we're looking for. So there's no history on this endpoint that lines up with our alert. So let's have a look at the phone. And we've got October. Our alert was October 29. So this hasn't updated either, and no logs on here. So it's not too helpful. So we're going to need to use the logs, which means we really need to determine what the C2 address is. So we'll go to any.run. While that's loading, we go to the community tab. In virus total, someone may have already put a report in. So we've got a hybrid analysis report we can look up. I really like any run because I like the interface. Looks like there's just lots of file scan. Someone's listed some C2 addresses already for us there though, which is actually a good start. Let's open up the hybrid analysis. Open that in new tab, but I think we'll detonate it anyway. So new analysis, upload. There's our doc. I agree. And while that's loading, where's our hybrid analysis here? This was run last year, was found as malicious, so our assumption that it's got obfuscated VBA code in there that auto execute when you open it was sort of right that it is malicious, but the confirmation here. Contacts 2 domains and 1 host, so that's what we're after. Okay, so it's reaching out to GitHub, and just an IP here, so let's grab that IP. Might be good to get another virus total open. Let's check the IP. Not flagged as malicious, but remember our alert is from 6 years ago, so we'll go to abuse IP. Abuse IP, sorry. Was not found, so no records of the IP being abusive. Now our analysis should have run by now. Sorry, this is not our analysis for today. This is our analysis. So next, I think it's already, we've run out of time. Okay. So what did it do? It reached out via PowerShell to 3 different domains. So if we go to connections, we've got the 3 IPs there, spawned from PowerShell. Not listed as any network threats, but we know, anything reaching out from PowerShell spawning from WinWord is going to be what we're after, and it's encoded, and it looks like there's a big blob of base 64 there. So, I can't scroll, sorry. Let's grab that. Go to CyberChef. Or maybe I was wrong, it's not base 64. No, it's not. We could throw magic on and see if it picks up what it is. But at this point, we already know it's malicious. I'm probably just wasting time now. But let's see if it... Oh, here we go. Oh no. Oops. I also haven't edited it out. Let it bake. From... Okay. So it didn't decode properly because I didn't edit out the initial encode. Find and replace is next. We want to find dot and replace with nothing. We want that as a string. We can still read it with the obfuscation, but obviously it's a little bit easier if we can get it. Okay, that makes it a smidgen easier to read, but still not fantastic. So we've got the download file here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll try and zoom in. But we've still got some obfuscation going on for where it's downloading it from. So is that variable called somewhere? No, I think this is above my pay grade, but we definitely see that it's obfuscated, it's malicious, it's trying to download, and we see in any run analysis the IPs that it was reaching out to, which was here, here, and here. So let's grab those and go to our logs and start searching for them to see if there has been any access. So nothing on that one. And this one, logs. Nothing. and $15 was our other one here. Okay, one connection to that IP, but it's a DNS lookup and it's 3 years after our alert, so that's not what we're after. So currently we have no connections. A lot of these domains would have been taken down. So the next thing, we check the IPs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they're resolved to 6 years ago. So I'll just quickly, I mean, this is meant to be a simple phishing alert, but we'll just also scan for the domains. Nothing. There's only 2 more to go. And last one. At the very least, we have some good artifacts to add to our security. Okay, so we've got nothing on the endpoint. In the logs, we've determined the sample that we had reached out to 3 different domains. We checked the IPs that they resolved to currently. We also checked the domain names to make sure in the logs no connections. We have the email. We have the device action allowed, which is why we're justifying searching a little bit further. We can now delete that email and we can start the playbook. So we've looked at the email, we've looked at their attachment. Is there an attachment? Yes. We've ran it in any run, we've looked at it in VirusTotal, and we've also looked at hybrid analysis and we've confirmed it is malicious. Now, this is where it's a bit confusing, and I hate to lose points because the alert said that it was blocked. However, the email server did say that it was allowed. So this sort of is conflicting. Answer the following questions by determining whether the email is delivered by looking at the device action as part of their alert details. So it actually says their alert details. So we're going to say it wasn't delivered because it was blocked. Okay, so lucky for once I actually read the full thing. Let's add artifacts. So we had the main IP. This was the SMTP server. IP. And then we have our IPs from our analysis. So the ones that were spawned from PowerShell. So these 3. And where's that? Is that France? Anyway, we've got another one. Add that in C2. And our last one. I don't think for this alert we'll bother putting the domains in. I've already spent too long on this alert. But normally I would feel like putting the domains in would be the correct play. Okay, so add IP and IP. So we've got our 3 C2 IPs. We've got our SMTP server that sent the spam. And we need lastly our hash which we didn't have in the original alert, so that is important to add. So let's grab hash. And I think the name ended up being just hash.docx. All right, I'll pause the video and write some notes. Okay, so I've mapped this to the MITRE attack technique. Got phishing attachment, malicious email attachment used as initial infection vector. We've got user execution malicious file. User would need to open attachment to trigger execution. We've got command and scripting interpreter PowerShell. We've got macro executes PowerShell payload. We've got ingress tool transfer, payload delivery from external infrastructure, and application layer protocol, web protocols. We've got communication with command and control server. Okay, tried to log in the 4W style of what, when, where, and why. So we've got the alert SOC101 phishing email detected, triggered after an email from subject. UPS, your package status has changed, was sent from Aaron Liu at the domain to Mark at LetsDefend. Analysis of the attachment using OLEVBA confirms it contains malicious macro that executes a PowerShell script. Virus total identifies the file as Emotet malware. Detonation in sandbox revealed command and control IPs, and we've got the 15.IP, the 51.IP, and the 2.IP that we found in any run. When, we've got the timestamp, the where, email sent from 157. To Mark at LetsDefend. Associated C2 infrastructure includes IPs, and we've got the IPs we saw above there. The why, the alert was triggered due to detection of a phishing email containing a malicious attachment. Analysis confirms the attachment executes the PowerShell-based payload and is associated with Emotet malware. The email was blocked and no connections to the identified C2 infrastructure were observed, indicating the payload was not executed. Their activity is classified as a true positive with no successful compromise. So let's finish our playbook. Close our alert. I'm feeling a bit nervous about this one. Let's see how we went. Okay, we're on an 84-day streak. Phishing. Okay, so it looks like we got that correct. It was a true positive. It was blocked. It was malicious, and there was an attachment. So actually, their initial playbook answers are quite simple, but we did a very thorough analysis of that one. Okay, so I'll see you on day 97 of trying to become a SOC analyst. Thanks for watching, and let's keep grinding.